internet and all of the candle lovers out there, it's Cassidy from Candle Craze, and I am coming to you on this Sunday to have a discussion and somewhat of a little teensy tiny rant about the acquisition of WoodWick at Yankee Candle. I know like about a couple weeks ago I had said to you guys like, oh, would you want to see a WoodWick discussion or like a rant kind of thing? And I had a couple subscribers that I'm going to give a little shout out to. Amy Pierce and Iceberry Pink were like, yeah, we totally would want to see it. I know a couple other people in the comments had also said they were talking about WoodWick. So I thought, let's bring it to the overall discussion on this channel and let's talk about it. Okay, so number one of the things that want to put out there, so many people ask me this all the time, like, oh, when did this happen? Like, when did WoodWick become a thing for Yankee? And the answer to that is, I think it was shortly after this past Christmas, there was talks about, Newell Brands, which is the master corporation that Yankee Candle is in, was, talking about purchasing WoodWick, and they purchased WoodWick completely. And they brought the jars in stores at the beginning of May, late April, depending on which store you were in. So basically, what that means is Yankee Candle essentially has, acquired WoodWick. At this point in time, Yankee Candle is not producing for WoodWick. WoodWick is producing their own stuff, and I think they're based out of Virginia. Want to say that. I know it's somewhere south. And Yankee Candle has not taken over that. So Yankee Candle is not making fragrances for them, at least at this point in time, and they are not, attempting to change anything with the structure of the products that WoodWick makes. The only thing that, as we see, is WoodWick is now advertised on the Yankee Candle website, and it is now in your retail stores. Now, with this coming to Yankee Candle, it's causing a lot of, conversation, I want to say, because, with working for Yankee, I've seen so many customers who are like, oh my gosh, I love WoodWick. Like, that is so amazing that you guys purchased WoodWick, and I'm so glad that I can come to the store now and I can buy WoodWick candles. So I heard a lot of that. I've also heard a lot of people are very upset that our Pure Radiance candles have been discontinued and replaced with WoodWick, because there are a lot of people, at least in our area, that are firm followers of Pure Radiance candles and are really concerned that they're not going to be able to get those fragrances again. And at this stage in time, I don't know if they're going to produce Pure Radiance fragrances in the core collection. I'm sure as we go through fall, and I'm sure as we go through Christmas and even next spring, we might possibly see some, I'm not going to say dupes, but I'm going to say similar fragrances, potentially, because I know Yankee Candle has done that in the past with fragrances that were in limited edition collections, and then the following year, a very similar version came out in a new lineup, so I think it's definitely a possibility that Yankee could potentially do. Now, in terms of coupons, which is my first area of kind of ranting, at this stage in time, WoodWick cannot be used with any of Yankee Candle's coupons. Apart from the most recent, there was a little bounce back coupon that's been going out. It's for a $5 small hourglass or a mini hourglass, which I'll get into sizing in a minute. But none of the buy two get twos, buy three get threes, nothing on, no email coupons are good for WoodWick. So basically, essentially, you're paying full price for WoodWick candles. I personally do not see the quality, and throughout this video, I'm going to be adding, if I can, add pictures to try to show you guys, but I don't see the quality necessarily with WoodWick candles as a whole, only because with working with them at the store level, I see a lot of off-centered wicks. I've seen labels peeling off. I've seen wax splatters on the outside of the jars. I've seen them not filled to the same height on the jar. If you're looking at 5 large, they're all at different levels. I don't really understand that. So my philosophy behind no couponing is, well, then where's the quality? Like, if you're trying to say that WoodWick candles have a higher quality, therefore we can't have people use coupons, I don't know if I agree with that. I honestly think that the quality is not always there 100% of the time, but when you do get a good one, they're not bad, which I'll get into that later. So, I mean, that's like my big gripe with them. I mean, it's something that, you know, Yankee employees do get a discount on them now, which at the beginning we did not, and that was really, I was like, are you kidding? Like, they're not that great. Like, they're, and that's what I really want to say. This is where my rant comes in. Like, I just don't think the quality is there. I really don't think that I could really pay full price for them, because I just don't think they're worth it. I really, really don't. Especially after burning them in the store. I mean, they're okay. I mean, to be quite honest with you, some of them have been performing better than the Yankee candles. I mean, in terms of scent and in terms of throw. I mean, Yankee is going through a bad year with fragrance throw, in my opinion. So, I mean, WoodWick is a little bit better in that term for some of the scents. I mean, like I've said previously, like Yankee, it's not all bad. You just have to go out and you gotta see which one, if you get a good one, if you get a bad one. But before I get any further, I do want to talk about like the sizing, which I'm gonna like throw a little picture somewhere over here with that size so you guys can get a visual. My little notes. So basically in store you can purchase large hourglass candles. You can also purchase a large hourglass trilogy candle, which basically has 3 fragrances, almost like the old Yankee Candle trios. You also have medium hourglass and a medium hourglass trilogy candle. There's mini hourglass candles. There's petite candles, reserve candles, Hearthwick candles, and Hearthwick trilogy. So typically pricing is ranging from $2.99 at the petite level all the way up to $27.99 for the Hearthwick candles. Not including, they do like brown stone, where it's literally a candle filled in like a stone holder. Yankee did something like that, like maybe, I think it was like 5 years ago, where they had these a lot of stone pieces. So seeing those reminded me a lot of old Yankee Candle, when it was prior to Jardin, prior to Rubbermaid. I forget who owned them at that point in time, but it just reminded me of that old Yankee Candle. So basically, yeah, you have a nice variety in the stores. Like, stores have a really, really nice variety of product. And in terms of fragrances, I'm gonna read off the main collection, the core collection from WoodWick. So there's Applewood, At the Beach, Black Cherry, Cinnamon Chai, Coastal Sunset, Currant, Evening Bonfire, Fireside, Honeysuckle, Island Coconut, Lavender Spa, Linen, Radish and Rhubarb, Redwood, Vanilla Bean, and White Tea and Jasmine. So that is the core collection for WoodWick that you will see on Yankee Candle's website and in store. There is also a collection of reserve candles that are absolutely, I think, out of all of the WoodWicks, those are the best. Like, I have one right here, which if you guys watched one of my hauls recently, this is what a reserve candle looks like, and it still has the cross wick, still has that soy wax. This does have a little bit of paraffin in it, but it's predominantly soy. This one is 8 ounces. So basically, almost equivalent to like a Yankee Candle small tumbler. This collection, by far, I think is the most worth paying full price, if that makes any sense. Like, I would pay full price for these. These are $17.99. Like, I would spend money on these for sure, just because I love the size, I love the packaging, I love the jars, and I love the scents. They are the most unique, manly, musky type fragrances. This one is called Oak, and it is gorgeous. This has a perfect balance of it's like an oak musk with, I want to say, a little bit of ember and a tiny hint of like a patchouli. This, if you are into woodsy, musky scents, if you're a silver birch lover, even a balsam and cedar lover, if you like anything like Mountain Lodge, anything musky, woodsy, this is right up your alley. This is something you will love. And almost all of the fragrances in this collection are along this line. There's one called Humidor, which is like a tobacco-inspired fragrance. They have Ember, which is like a fireside, really smoky, toasty. There's one called Driftwood, and they do have a vanilla one, and there's Mahogany, and fantastic. I think out of all of them, this is, where I think, we're trumping quality on Yankee Candle. I think these right here are higher quality. I really do. They look sophisticated. They have this really nice elegance to them, especially, when burning. I had this burning for about 6 hours, and it had a beautiful wax pool. It had a great fragrance throw. It's too early for me to give you a definite strength and intensity throw because I've only burned it one time. That first time, however, I was getting a good 5.5, 6 from this little candle, which, that's pretty darn good if we're thinking in comparisons to a small tumbler by Yankee Candle. So definitely, I think these reserve candles, if you're interested in trying WoodWick, try them. They are fantastic. I mean, this one has given me so much luck, and I'm really interested in this collection. So that's the reserve candle. Now going back to our original core collection, I purchased a Hearthwick in the scent Evening Bonfire, and this, oh my gosh. See, it's not a complete rant, you guys. I'm giving this tons of praise. This fragrance is absolutely amazing. Oh my gosh. Well, here, take a look at that Hearthwick. But scent-wise, this is gorgeous. This is like a tobacco, fire, woodsy scent with some musk. It is the most perfect balance of a tobacco-inspired fragrance, and for me, I have a soft spot for tobacco-flavored or scented fragrance because my grandfather, growing up, smoked a pipe, and it just, they smell like his house. Like, he doesn't smoke anymore, but his house, it just smells like tobacco, and this just reminds me of that. It's in that same category as Autumn Lodge by Yankee Candle, but this I think is 1,000 times better and just more authentic. I mean, would I say this smells like an evening bonfire? No, because I've had bonfires. I don't get that I don't get that vibe, but for me, it's just, this just strikes that, it's that nostalgic, that personal evoking of memory that I love this fragrance, which is why I give it my 100% support. This, I am saving to burn it until August. I have plans for this with other fragrances, but in terms of scent, this is fantastic. Now, going off on fragrance, if we're going to talk fragrance, not anything else about WoodWick, just authenticity, appeal. I think their fragrances are very unique, and a lot of that stems from because they're new to me. I never bought WoodWick, and I never considered buying WoodWick prior to this acquisition. So when I got all of them in my store, I was very, very excited because I was, the opening person on duty that day. So it was basically me dealing with the shipment by myself when it came and we were putting the WoodWick out. So I was so excited. I'm opening every single box. I'm like, oh my gosh, which one is this one? Oh my gosh, what is this? And meanwhile, my customers are coming in and they're excited and they're smelling them. And I will say, they have more unique, a little bit different in comparison to Yankee Candle. Like, when the new spring scents came out, like Coconut Beach. Gee, I wonder what that smells like. Or, even like the Guava Coconut Fusion. Gee, I wonder what that smells like. Whereas with WoodWick, when you're opening and you see like an evening bonfire, it's like, oh, what could an evening, what could that be? Or even looking at, for example, at the beach and their radish and rhubarb. Just very different. A lot of the fragrances kind of in a slight way, I'm not doing a full comparison, almost to like the Y collection candles by Yankee that they did a while back, where it's just that unique. I'm not comparing their fragrances because it's freaking right and left field, but I'm trying to compare this and use wording towards just their uniqueness. They're different. They're not your average, what a Yankee Candle, which is slowly, that country vibe, which we're slowly, as we're seeing, we're moving away from that. But I think if you guys get what I'm saying, hopefully you do. So basically, I really, really support where they're going with the choices of the WoodWick scents that they're bringing into Yankee. Like Fireside by WoodWick smells almost exactly like Yankee Candle's old Fireside. Another one, I absolutely love it. I need to have it. I have to purchase it soon because I think it smells amazing. I'm looking at my list, so if you see me looking to a side, there are a lot of comparisons to Yankee Candle fragrances. Like at the beach, it smells exactly like Sun and Sand to me. Applewood, Anthony, you're my Yankee go-to guy. I'm getting a Forbidden Apple vibe from Applewood. Smell Applewood when you go to work and tell me if you agree, because I'm getting that vibe with that musky apple scent. Let me know, because I'm telling you, I think they're almost identical. Let's see what else I'm looking. Cinnamon Chai. Oh my gosh. Cinnamon lovers. Anyone who likes spicy scents, you will love it. It smells like a powdered, like cinnamon coated donut. Like, it is sweet, it is bakery, but yet it has that gorgeous, spicy, home sweet home kind of vibe, but sweeter. It's not sugar and spice by any means. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Bath & Body Works. What is it? Cinnamon sugar donut or whatever that is. In a way, it kind of gives me that vibe. Just a little bit. But I think it is the best spicy scent I have smelled in a very long time. Very long time. I love it. That is on my list for fall to buy. Let's see. Currant, another one. Giving me vibes towards Mandarin Cranberry from Yankee Candle. Don't really know why, but every time I smell it, it just makes me think of Mandarin Cranberry. Like I said, can't give you an exact reasoning behind it, but definitely very, very good. And, the list just goes on and on and on. But to tie this conversation to an end, sorry if you made it this long, it's going to be a lengthy video because I wanted to have a discussion about this. I think that Yankee Candle as a whole, we're moving in a very different direction. The people that have been with Yankee Candle a very long time, I think, are going to have adjustment problems because Yankee Candle is moving in a new place. And I think adding WoodWick to their brand is the start of that. I honestly think that Yankee Candle is going to be turning into, slowly but surely, this, again, even though I work for them, I don't know this is just my personal, this is what Cassidy thinks. This isn't what Cassidy, who working for Yankee Candle, who knows people, thinks. This is just Cassidy from Candle Craze making an educated, or I shouldn't say educated, that's the inappropriate choice of word, but just making an assumption. I honestly think that Yankee Candle is going towards being more of a boutique candle store. What do I mean by that? I think that Yankee Candle over time is going to continue to buy other companies like WoodWick and sell them in their store. I think over time we're going to see a cutback in what Yankee Candle fragrances are going to be, and you're going to see more of these other companies coming, like adding the WoodWick. I mean, there's 2 fragrance touches, which if you go into a Yankee Candle store, that's significant, of just WoodWick candles, when that used to be Yankee Candle product. So I honestly think that we're going in that direction. Whether people like it or not, I think that they're testing the waters. They're starting with WoodWick. They're making changes. And I think for a company like Yankee, they need to, because all the wholesale that Yankee Candle has, they need to stand out. They need to make the retail stores stand out for people to continue to go to the retail stores. Because if you can go to Walmart and buy Pink Sands over going to the retail store and buying pink sands? You tell me. Like, what's the difference? So I honestly think they're trying to revamp their retail stores. They're trying to set them apart from their wholesalers, which they need to, because I feel like that's one of the things that is getting hard for Yankee Candle, is the whole idea of wholesale. Which in a separate video, we can chat about wholesale if you would like. So comment down below if you want to talk about the differences between wholesale Yankee Candle, retail Yankee Candle, online Yankee Candle, and outlet Yankee Candle. Big discussion. Let me know down below if you think that would be a really cool thing to talk about. If you made it this far in this video, I think I'm going to wrap the discussion up here on that note. Like I said, I really just wanted to come on here and chat about WoodWick. In the comments down below, let me know, have you, 1, purchased any? 2, what are your thoughts about it? And 3, are there any that you really want to try? So please let me know down below. And like I said, Yankee Candle, I think, is slowly changing. And that's another thing I want to know. What are your thoughts on that? Are you picking up the same vibes I'm picking up at? Anthony, Sean, you guys have been around so long with Yankee. Let me know. Richard from Nuts About Candles, let me know. I want to hear your opinion on this. Norma, if you're watching from Candle Dancer, let's talk about it. Lisa, let's chat, because I'm really, really interested to hear your opinions on the evolution of Yankee Candle. But that's going to be it, guys. Thanks for sticking around 20 minutes later. But make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Follow our Instagram. It's Candle Crazed. We've been doing some live chats on our Instagram lately, so definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, remember to tell all of your friends about us, even if they like candles or not. Remember, we can convert them. And thank you guys so much, and you have an amazing week. And I will talk to you later. Bye!